Hi guys, rise and shine. We grind, we are all fine, and the sun shines for yours and mine. My name is Tyrone, and welcome back to my show. Excuse me if I look a little bit sleepy. I just woke up. But today I wanted to touch up on perseverance and giving up. I want to touch up on perseverance, or the definition of perseverance, before I touch up on anything else. But I feel that the state, or perseverance, is the state or feeling of endurance through difficulty or through tough times. There can be times where we're going through storms and we're doing everything that it takes for us to make sure that we persevere, make sure that we not only survive, but that we just keep it going. And it's important for us to realize that it takes a lot of courage for you to have perseverance through storms. It takes not only a lot of courage, but it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of self-control. It takes a lot of a strong mentality in order for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish through those storms. It's important or I shouldn't say important, but impactful when it comes to mental health. It's impactful because it strengthens us through those trials. It makes us more aware, and it only helps us gain more knowledge from what we are going through. Sometimes it's a little bit hard for us, but when we're able to show endurance through those storms, when we're able to trust in ourselves and trust in God, that is exactly when we start to see a significant change within our lives. We start to see that everything is shifting from that storm. We start to see ourselves growing. We start to realize the lessons that we are learning and taking initiative and putting it into that new shift, and perseverance is just one of the main things that we need to focus on when it comes to those tough times. Perseverance is one of the main things that we need to focus on, because if we focus on everything else, then that's when we start to get distracted, and then that's when we start to see stagnating progress. And we don't want that. We want to always persevere. We always want to grow, and we always want to have a greater outcome for all of us. Now, I speak for not only myself, but I speak for everyone else that watches this. I always want everybody watching this to persevere through their storms, and to always say that they're not going to give up. And not only say that they're not going to give up, but to actually put in that effort that God is asking you to put in. And it will get hard, it will get difficult, but it is not impossible. I want to read Matthew chapter 8, verse 23 through 26 with you guys, if it's okay. This touches up on the story of Jesus and his disciples on the boat through the storm and how they persevered through it. I thought that this would be a good one to touch up on, because not only is it one of my favorites, I feel that it's one of my favorites, but I also feel that it helps me when I read it through tough times. It helps me get through those tough times, and it helps me know that it is okay to sleep. It is okay to relax through those storms. It is okay to not always have your guard up, because I'll read with you guys. Excuse me. I was just basically explaining to you guys on it, but instead of I started talking about the story in my form. So excuse me. But a storm, it says, after Jesus left in a boat with his disciples, a terrible storm suddenly struck the lake, and waves started splashing into their boat. Jesus was sound asleep, so the disciples went over to him and woke him up. They said, "Lord, save us. We're going to drown." But Jesus replied, "Why are you so afraid? You surely don't have much faith." Then he got up and ordered the wind and the waves to calm down, and everything was calm. Now, that just goes to show that through those times, Jesus was asleep. He was asleep through that whole storm. And I find that so amazing because of the fact that he showed he was a symbol of faith. He was a symbol of faith, especially with that story. That story definitely helped me, and it was the symbolization of us going through trial and tribulation, going through those storms, and saying that we're not going to give up, or saying that we're not going to be startled by those storms. We're not going to show any form of distraction. We're not going to show any form of fear, but we're going to persevere, and that we're not going to have our guards up, but we're also going to rest when we need to. We are going to be still, because God asks us to be still. And that just came to me, because through trial and tribulation, like, if you actually think about it, Jesus was still on that boat. The disciples weren't still on that boat, and that's where the faith comes in. And sometimes it doesn't call for our reaction, and that's what I got out of that. It doesn't cause for any fear. It doesn't cause for us to feel like we need to give up, but it causes for us to, show perseverance, show courage, and be still through the storm. And with giving up, I wanted to touch up on giving up and the definition for giving up. I feel that giving up is not completing, no longer showing effort or courage through difficulty. And that is a main thing that I am big on, because sometimes I do fall. But it's more important for us to know that we can get back up. It's important for us to know that we will be getting up stronger than we fell. It's important for us to realize that through those storms, we're not supposed to give up. This is God testing us to see if we can be still, to see if we don't show fear, to see if we know and have faith that He is with us. And that is the most important thing that I have to be big on myself with, because I'm learning along with you guys, and throughout my trials and tribulations, sometimes I feel like I can breeze through it. And then there are times where I feel like I need to slow back down and evaluate everything before I react too fast. And it's important for us to be able to focus, and it's important for us to evaluate those situations and say, this is how I'm going to handle it. I got to handle it this way. And I got to know that I am going to persevere. I got to know that I am going to go through this storm. And I say, for giving up leads to backsliding, It leads to your goals not being achieved, and it also leads to old habits and addictions. And giving up is not a good thing, because when you're going through things, it is harder for you to persevere through the tests that God is giving you than it is for you to fall. It's so easy for us to fall. It's so easy for us to get back into the things that we wanted instead of the things that we need to accomplish within our lives. Um, and it's not going to help anything get better, but it's only going to, what can I say? It's only going to feed your temporary wants and needs. You know, when you feed back into those old habits, it's only going to feed back into the old things that you've known, that you were used to. And it's important for us to always know that God is with us, Jesus is with us, our angels are with us, and to always know that we will come through the storm. Excuse me, I also want to touch up on Joshua chapter 1 verse 9, because I felt that this came to me in terms of giving up, and I felt like it was important, because that is one of the main things that we are talking about, and that's one of the main things that I wanted to let you guys know, is that the storms are only there to teach us. The storms are only lessons. Excuse me, guys. That's my cell phone. The storms are only there to teach us, and they're only there to make us stronger. And so long as we know that it makes us stronger, the more we have faith, and the more we have faith, the more that we know that we're able to achieve the things that we want. Excuse me as I go to chapter 1 of Joshua. Okay. Chapter 1 verse 9. It says, I commanded you to be strong and brave. Don't ever be afraid or discouraged. I am your Lord, your God, and I will be there to help you wherever you go. And I felt like this had to catch my attention, because that's a main explanation of just saying not to give up through the storms, because I am always with you. There's no reason why you should give up. If you have God, if you know that the Lord is your Savior, if you know that the Lord is your God, then it's important for you to show that. It's important for you to show the effort. It's important for you to persevere through those tests. And he's basically saying not to give up, because I have commanded you. I have commanded you. It's not like I'm telling you to do something. I'm commanding you to. And it's important for us to realize that so long as we know that God is with us through the storm, not just say it, but feel it. Praying, reading our Bibles, even if it's watching something on TV that's related to God, that can give us a little bit more information on what God might be telling us that we're going through. It's important for us to just always know that God is with us through everything. It's important for us to always show perseverance through those storms. It's important for us to pray. It's important for us to meditate. And it's important for us to make an impact, because you never know who you might be helping. You could be helping somebody else. This goes to my reasoning. Excuse me. That's mainly of the reason why I felt like I needed to talk about this, is because of the fact that you don't know who you might be helping through your trials and tribulations, guys. You never know who you could be helping. You never know if that trial might be something similar to what a person might be going through, and you might have just you might have just gave them a solution to their problem, and you wouldn't even know. And it's important for us to just to share something. Sometimes share it with the right people, because when you share it with the right people, those are the ones that take initiative to it and actually learn from their mistakes, And it's beneficial to not only those in need, but it's beneficial to ourselves. It's beneficial to our learning. It's beneficial to our developmental growth. And it's beneficial and impactful towards everything that we do, towards every step that we make. And I always want you to know, that we will all rise through the storm, and the sun will always rise. The sun shall rise again. I love you guys, and if this was a blessing to you, please leave a thumbs up and likes, excuse me, and please comment, please subscribe, please share, and please click the link on the notifications. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you on the next one.